Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, so this morning, Slater, you came in here with some inspiration. We absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Let's go with it.
Well, I'm really excited. So, Chloe, I know you got a pup that is right now growing and doing its thing. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be nice to give it out to the dog breeders, since right now, one of those breeders is essentially Millie, right? That's the dog's name?
Yep,
That's
Millie.
like the dad, taking care of Millie, making sure everything's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our family friends up in Georgia, they breed their dogs, and they are the best people in the world. And we're actually going to have him, Brandon, he's going to join the show at 8:40 this morning to talk about my dog, Millie, what she's been up to, where she is. And it's a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of love you have to give these dogs, and knowing that you don't get to keep them. You know, I see him all the time FaceTiming me. He's kissing, he's loving on all these puppies. I'm like, Brandon, it has to be so hard for you to say goodbye to these pups.
Well, it's fun to see the puppy process, right? When you're going and you're trying to pick one from the litter, but I don't know what the birthing process is. I don't know what it's like to take care of a dog that's pregnant.
I think, does it come out of the belly just like babies?
Bro. Yes.
Is that?
Well, no. Well,
wait, babies don't come out of bellies.
Well,
the
but,
belly button, bro.
That's where the babies grow.
Gosh, it's confusing.
There's a 10-year-old somewhere right now that's like, Mom? Did you lie to me? All right. So to you dog breeders, yes, whatever it takes to get those beautiful four-legged puppies and our friends in our hands, thank you for what you do this morning. The national anthem out to you.
K92-3.
Doing the right thing. Always love doing it. That good stuff that Chloe always talks about in today's In Our Backyard.
Y'all, nothing is worse than when you have officers show up to your door. It's a sinking feeling. You wonder what happened. You think the worst. Is something wrong? 2 officers in Titusville showed up to a woman's house with groceries after the officers actually arrested her delivery driver on felony charges. And here is Marissa praising officers Clark and Messick and their responses.
I was wondering, oh my God, what has happened? Why is there a police officer? And then when I came to the door, I saw him holding groceries, and it just really, I didn't know what to expect.
We work for a great city, and so we try to pay it back anytime we can. So something positive like that. I told her, next time she may just call us and we'll go to Kroger for her.
Wow.
So sweet. And the moment was actually caught on the Ring doorbell. And you see, she's just in a state of shock for a second when she sees these officers walk up, and then knowing that they're coming out with these bags and bags of groceries. And she even said, she's like, well, instead of leaving my tip to the delivery driver, I need to give you guys the tip. And it was just a really special and sweet moment.
You know what? I love the fact that somebody like a police officer that really, they don't know what their day looks like.
Seriously.
This is probably actually the safest thing that they probably had to encounter that day, right? After the guy that was, what'd you say, was a fugitive.
Yep.
Right? So which is like the worst of the worst, because that means he's evading the law after breaking at least one, if not many laws. So they got him and they're like, you know what? Now let's actually do something really good. And if I was them, I would have delved into the bag, see if there was anything tasty.
Slater!
That would have been a good tip.
Is a Baby Ruth or a Kit Kat in here?
Oh my, you too.
Break me off a piece of this.
Officers.
I love that about these officers.
Right, just the best. Said officers Clark and Messick with the Titusville Police Department for going above and beyond their call of duty.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do. We are so grateful for those men and women that put on that uniform every single day. That right there is doing the right thing.
Doing the right thing. Brought to you by
Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors. For more, RBAFLA.com.
Doing the right thing.
On K92.3.
That's Parker McCullum on K92.3. It is Obi, Chloe, and Slater. Okay, so at 7:50, we're going to give this big lineup for Country Thunder 2024. Now, let's talk about 2023, because we just had Parker McCullum on the radio, and he was part of 2023. So was Cody Johnson, Hardy, Keith Urban, massive names like Carly Pierce, Kip Moore. Come on, y'all.
It's great.
It was huge.
It's the reason October is great besides Halloween. It's like, right? Like, you look forward to the cooler weather. You also look forward to some of the hottest country artists coming right to us.
Okay, so before we make this announcement at 7:50, and I just want to say this, that this year you guys are going to hear a different Obi. Okay, because my balls get busted behind the scenes here at the radio station for revealing or not revealing. I love to give clues, okay?
Sure.
I love clues. Like Blue's Clues, Obi's Clues.
Your
the
clues
best.
are fine, but your clues give it away. Like, if you're going to give a clue, you got to be a good clue giver.
Okay,
You
I
just
don't know
straight
about
up
that.
tell the answer.
The person listening right now, those are my people. Those are my people.
Yeah.
I have to let them in on it.
Sure.
Okay, so this year, though, I'm not because I'm going to be tight-lipped. So Slater's got a little
Okay.
game here that he's going to play with Chloe. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to spectate.
That's right. I will never change. I will always be. And you know what? I don't want to give this away. That's why I'm just going to ask these questions. I get 20 questions here. I don't even know if Chloe's going to let me rifle through.
No, absolutely
so
not.
many.
We're not getting all the way
But
down the line.
The whole fun thing with 20 questions, it's a yes or no answer to lead you closer to what the lineup is going to be at 7:50 for Country Thunder. Chloe, are you at least a little bit okay with playing this?
Not even the slightest bit
I-
okay.
I mean, legit, we're going to know at 7:50.
We are. Okay.
That's right around the corner.
It's in, so honestly, in Central Time, wait, that's an hour back.
Central
no, that would
Time.
be 2 hours. Regardless,
Okay.
I think this is going to be fun.
Let's hear it.
So again, a yes or no answer, if you can.
And then
please.
I'll tell you when I'm ready to stop.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Hand up. You ready?
Hand up.
Okay. I just wanted your hand on the Bible. Okay. So are one of the artists this year's, are they CMA award winners this past year?
Yes.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Ooh, that's
okay?
worth the ticket.
So you look through the CMA and then you see that. Okay. Are one of the headliners this year a female?
Yes.
Are there repeat Country Thunder performers?
Wait a minute.
So people.
Wait a minute. What did you just ask me?
I
If they're
said-
a headliner?
I said yes. I said, do you
I
don't want
thought
to
you
talk
were
about
saying
headliners?
I don't want to talk about any of the
Okay.
headliners. They're
Okay.
female. Yes.
Listen, I don't want to
Could
get
be
you in
playing
trouble.
Country Thunder.
Okay. How about this? Repeat Country Thunder performers. So ones that have played, we have what now? The last 6 years been doing Country Thunder?
Yeah.
So have there been a artist that's been in a past year that's going to be on this year's?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Are any of them bald? I'm really trying to narrow focus. Female. Are any of them bald females?
Last name rhymes with Kessney.
Anything?
No.
Okay. Any former TV stars? Anybody that we might have saw on American Idol, The Voice, America's Got Talent? Any of those?
Yes.
All right.
Can I be done?
Oh, how about
Can
one
I
last
be
one?
done?
One last one. Okay.
She's sweating.
So we know who you crush on as far as certain country performers. You're like, they're hot. Are there any of the Chloe Stud Muffin Alert performers on this year's Country Thunder? Any guys that make you go, whoo, and you don't have to do a darn thing.
Yeah.
You can just stand there. Yes, there are. Okay. That's pretty
I'm
good.
done. I don't want to play this game anymore.
I think we found out a lot, right?
I just like looking at Chloe because Chloe's like sweating
I'm
bullets.
sweating. My palms are like sweating so
Well,
bad.
Can I ask one more?
No, we're done. We're
Just
done. We're
one-
not
go ahead,
asking
go ahead.
anymore.
Ask me.
No.
Ask me.
Ask
Okay,
Obi.
but Obi doesn't know the
He
line.
doesn't. That's what I'm saying. Ask him.
Are there any of the artists that wear a cowboy or cowgirl hat?
I'm not answering any more
come on,
questions.
come
on, come on.
I'm done.
Without a doubt. At 7:50, you will know, and we're talking to you, listening right now, you'll know the entire lineup for K92.3 and Country Thunder coming up in October. Chloe, you don't have to sweat anymore.
Good.
What you do have, though, is the All Access.
Yes, taking you inside the studio with Post Malone as he wraps up his country album. It is going to be hot, hot, hot. One of those songs in 6 minutes.
K92.3. From backstage to the front page, it's All Access.
So we'll hear from Post Malone in studio working on his country album in 2 minutes. But first, Alan Jackson, he's a superstar, and one of his biggest hits, Chattahoochee. Alan said he was actually reluctant to put the song out because he didn't know if people would relate to it or even know what it was. He grew up in Georgia, and it's actually a river on the border of Georgia and Alabama. A lot of people during the summertime, they spend time floating down the Chattahoochee, and here he is talking more about the song.
Waylon Jennings said, "What the hell's a Chattahoochee?" When they decided to put Chattahoochee out, I was reluctant because I said, nobody's going to know what that is, but they're regular working people, professional people, just trying to do the same things, is make a living, raise a family, enjoy life. I learned that there's a Chattahoochee everywhere.
I'm also to understand that it's hotter than a hoochie coochie.
It's hotter than a hoochie
Okay.
coochie. I mean, it gets hot here in Florida. I think it gets hotter than a hoochie coochie.
Big question is, what's a hoochie coochie, Chloe?
Don't ask me.
It is a hot lady. That's what it is. That's a hoochie coochie.
And we can leave that right there.
Yep, that's a lady that likes staying out late and coming home early.
Well, and it's so fun because this song at so many shows, Obie Slater, I know we see it. Like, we see guys and gals walk up with these 90 country shirts of Alan Jackson and his mullet. He's got a cowboy hat, his life jacket on. Like, that's from Alan and that Chattahoochee music video. It's awesome.
He could open up a bar. That name is so famous that he can go. It would be a famous bar in Nashville.
Absolutely. And then we'll be announcing the Country Thunder lineup at 7:50, so we're a little bit less than an hour away from that big announcement. Mark off those dates, October 18th through the 20th, Country Thunder. So that is coming. And then lastly, we are getting ready closer and closer to Post Malone dropping his country album. He just dropped another teaser of him in studio working on the project.
Massive Larry Franklin on the That's sick. That's cool, these drums. Yeah, man.
So that's them in the studio just kind of commenting on just the track before they go ahead and lay down the lyrics.
Well, and you hear Post Malone, he mentions Larry Franklin. He's just a world champion fiddler, if you don't know who he is. And I just love hearing, Post was like sitting there just on a couch and riffing with his guitar, and they've got music going in the background, and they're producing. And it was cute. Post had like a little camo hat on, and he's from Texas, so I love that he's really stepping into his roots.
And what it's going to take is the lyrics, because country music's known for the storytelling, right?
Absolutely.
Not necessarily just the so if he has great lyrics that goes with that, then that's a hit. If not, it's not going to be a country hit.
I'm so excited. I can't wait. I know it's coming soon, so we'll let you know when the official release date of that album is.
And by the way, that's the way that I picture like real writers when they're sitting in a room together and they're like, what if we do like this with the drums?
It's awesome.
And they're like, yeah, I like that. Okay, write it down.
Michael Jackson back in the day, because he couldn't play the instruments. So he would sit there, and Quincy Jones, that was the producer of a lot of the massive Michael Jackson songs, he would just sit there and go, oh, yeah, we have an instrument that can do that. We have an instrument that can do that. And like, because Michael's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you do that, Quincy?
Okay. You can see all these stories up online at K923Orlando.com. We have $1,000 minute. That's coming up. You can sign up to play right now on the K923 app. We'll give you a call. 10 trivia questions, 60 seconds on the clock next.
Obie, Chloe, and Slater's $1,000 minute.
K92.3. We've got Beth on the line. Beth, you told us something fantastic about the fact that you do social services as a business, and we just want to thank you for your service to all the families, anybody who you affect. Thank you so much for what you do.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, now you also signed up to take on the $1,000 minute challenge.
Woohoo! All right, Miss Beth, so I've got 10 trivia questions, 60 seconds on the clock, and whatever answer you lock in first will be the answer we have to take, but you can say pass if you want to come back to it at the end.
Okay.
All right, Obie?
How are we feeling? We ready?
I've got the clock ready.
You got the clock? Okay, Obie's getting the clock ready. Yep. Here we go with question number 1, Beth. Optics is the study of what?
Vision.
Lisa, where did you put your charger? What punctuation mark would come at the end of that sentence?
Question mark.
Who is the current king of England?
Oh, shoot. Edward.
Which movie series is the quote, "May the force be with you" from?
Star Wars.
How many members did the Beatles have?
Oh my God, it's going to kill me. 4.
What is the waterfall located on the border of Canada and the United States called?
Niagara Falls.
What is the address of the White House?
Oh, goodness. Pennsylvania Avenue. I don't know the number.
My mother's mother is my what?
Grandmother.
How many letters are in the English alphabet?
26.
Cristiano Ronaldo plays what position in soccer?
Shoot, I need my son. He's a kicker. I don't know.
Oh, so you got through all 10.
Okay. And that's time right there.
All right. So you missed a couple. You didn't pass on any, which is great. So optics is the study of light. not vision.
No.
Okay, the King Charles III, is the King
Yep,
of
I knew
England right
Charles
now.
after I said it.
You got so close with the Pennsylvania Avenue. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is the address
I
of
used
the
to
White
live up
House.
there. I should have known.
And yes, Cristiano Ronaldo does kick, but that's not his position. It's forward. He's the forward. You don't leave empty-handed. We have your consolation prize, 4 tickets to Island H2O Water Park for you.
That's so awesome. I've never been. Awesome. My kids will love it.
Aww. Well, congratulations, Beth, and thanks for playing.
Thanks so much, guys.
The $1,000 Minute.
Let's see how you do. Join up on the K82-3 app to play.
K92-3. Time to hit the panic button with Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
Been talking to Cammie out in Maitland. If you don't mind, Cammie, give us a little bit more about your story.
Yeah, so my husband used to be married, and his ex-wife has the kids like half of the time. But whenever they come back to us, they are monsters, like uncontrollable, just rage. I mean, there's not even talking any sense into them. And it's incredibly difficult. And I know, his wife, she's single now. She has 2 jobs. Like, she's doing a lot of stuff, but it's not working, right? And I'm put in this kind of weird position because I'm the stepmom, and so
Right.
I don't know what exactly to do here because I feel like they'd be better off like being with us all the time. And I'd be open to that, but I don't really know how to approach this or if I even have the right to.
Have you sat down with the kids and just asked them what goes on at mom's house?
Yeah, but when I do, it's like when I see them, they don't speak sense. You know what I mean? Like, I don't catch them at these.
I don't think that's
clarity.
your place. I think as long as you clue in their dad, right?
Right.
And just in my opinion, being a person that grew up with parents that were divorced and also having a divorced child that we co-parent right now, that is not your place. Your place is to be there and support and make sure that whatever the kids say. So if your husband knows that you feel this way and could maybe take the kids on 100% of the time, I think he's going to be really excited that he has a partner that's in it, that's there, that's not trying to be like, you know what, these kids are terrible. I'm going to punish these kids because they don't get it. Instead, you're like, hey, let's do this together.
Hey, well, and maybe the mom will hear this call and be like, maybe I should straighten up. Or she'll hate your guts and slash your tires.
It's too late. She already does. Spoiler.
All right, okay, let's see if we can try to get you some advice on this because, yeah, to Slater's point, you are in a sticky predicament.
Yeah. Thank you.
Join the conversation.
844-254-9232.
844-254-9232.
Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
We're on with Dave. Dave, you're over in Oviedo. What do you think about this call that we just got?
Hey, guys, I think she's got to step in and put her foot down, okay? If she lets these kids walk over, if she lets the ex-wife walk over, she's going to be miserable. Her marriage
Dave.
might suffer.
Dave,
And
we
it's
love
just-
to hear
it's
what you
gonna be
have to
bad
say.
for her.
Hold on.
Could you just give us 3 minutes? Because you've got some good advice.
Give you 3 minutes.
Yeah, give us 3 minutes and we'll be back to your call.
K92-3. The panic button
Join the conversation.
with Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
We got stepmom hitting the panic button today. She's going through it. At war with the mom of her husband's kids. Afraid that they're coming back home worse off than they were originally because real mom was neglecting them and stepmom, she doesn't know what to do. Dave, what were you saying?
Look, before I was interrupted, I had to say that she's got to lay down the law, okay? She's the new mom. She's the new sheriff in town. She doesn't have to be mean with these kids, but if she lets them walk all over her now, then it's going to ruin the relationship for the rest of how long she's with this guy, and it's also going to permeate into her marriage as well. She got to put her foot down. I don't know what her relationship is with the ex-wife as well, but she's got to tell her, I think you're messing with the new relationship. I think you're sending us back these little monsters on purpose.
I just don't think, though, that's her place. It's dad's place because he's,
It's dad's-
biologically
she can't
the
be
father to these
You
kids.
can't be on the sidelines here. You got to get in the game. If you become a parent and then somebody else, your new beau has his own kids, you got to get involved. You can just stand on the sidelines.
Listen, if she wants to say something, maybe she writes an anonymous note and she puts it on the mom's door. So that way when she gets home.
What is this? The playground in middle school? Come on, you got to
Oh my God.
get in there and
Or
talk
just-
to them directly.
Put something in a bag and light it on fire, the flaming pile, so that way the mom actually gets the message that, maybe I'm a bad mom, and that's why this is happening.
There's no time like the present. You got to get in her face and say, I know what you're doing, lady. I know that you're sending back these kids worse than I gave them to you.
All right, Dave. Dave, we appreciate you chiming in, brother. Thank you so much with your bold take.
Thank you.
Join the conversation.
844-254-9232.
844-254-9232. Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
K92.3, Orlando's number one for new country. It's Obie, Chloe Slater, trying to help Our Lady out with the panic button. Imagine being married to somebody who has already been in a previous marriage and they're raising kids, but they're sucking at raising kids. You still have to deal with this because you're the step parent.
Right. It's tough because you don't know where the lane actually is. Every relationship's different. Some step parents, they know that they actually have some more room to go. She actually wants to. So our stepmom's hitting the panic button, feels like mom's neglecting the kids, sending them back home to dad and to her, the stepmom, in worse than ever, where they're just acting out and doesn't know what to do.
Hey, from Port Orange, we got Ray, everybody.
Right. Good morning.
You've got some advice, do you, Ray?
Good morning, I do. Unfortunately, I deal with this situation just vice versa with my children's dad. I would definitely tell her it's not the best for her to go about the situation. If she wants to sit down and talk to mom and dad, that would probably be better. But really, it's ultimately not her place.
So you think dad's the one, biological dad needs to sit down with mom and have that conversation?
Yeah.
The stepmom.
Yeah, most certainly.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to rock the situation if she tries to do it, and then things are going to get worse.
That's good.
And you want to keep things as docile as possible when children are involved.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we'll keep taking calls. That's great advice.
Stepmom's not going to like hearing that.
This is K92.3, Orlando's number one for new country. Don't forget, coming up at 7:50, the complete lineup of Country Thunder. This is happening in October, I believe, last year. If you remember correctly, we had Keith Urban, we had Hardy, we had Cody Johnson. I mean, those are your big headliners. And then, of course, sprinkled in a bunch of really great names. Well, at 7:50, you're going to get that too, except for 2024.
Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited about this.
There you go. That panic button, it hits close to home for me. I'm a child of divorce. I was 13 when my parents split. They did it the right way. They made sure that my mom and dad did the best job they could, paid 100% attention when I was with them. My brother and I, we grew up great. Unfortunately, there are some parents that have to work so much that they end up neglecting, and that's what the mom is being accused of. Neglecting time with the kids and then sending them back over to dad and stepmom. Stepmom doesn't know what to do. Do you have that conversation, or do you just sit in the pocket and go, you know what? I'm just not happy with this.
Well, and if you're stepmom, what a weird space to be in,
Very.
right? Because you do get this kid too. Even though they're not blood and they're not yours as far as blood, you still have to deal with the attitudes, and you still have to deal with the let me accommodate everything to make this kid feel welcomed.
And I think rules. I mean, one parent may have separate rules than what the other parent is enforcing.
All right, your calls on this advice?
All right. Good morning.
Hey, who is this and where are you from?
Eleanor, Winter Garden.
Nice. Eleanor, you have any advice here?
I would honestly talk to the mom because the kids, they're going to struggle going back and forth and trying to see who's more dominant with them, who's going to punish them and who's just going to be like, you know what, you're good to go. They're not going to really overstep their boundaries.
Okay, so what exactly would you say? What would be the sentence that you would roll out to the real mom?
I would say, hey, I know you get them part-time, but when they come home, their behavior is not the best. I would just talk to them about knowing that their boundaries that they have at their father's house are the boundaries that they kind of need to have at your house to keep them on that schedule.
And Eleanor, tell me I'm wrong here, but it's really about the setting that this conversation happens. You have it over wine, everything's going to be great.
Wine and cheese, I'm telling you.
You have it over coffee?
Fixes everything.
Somebody's going to get shanked in the neck if there's too much caffeine.
That's whiskey. That's whiskey.
Oh, yeah, the brown liquors.
Well, we appreciate you calling in this morning. Thank you.
Always.
Yeah, you got it. All right, we got Peggy on the line. Peggy, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so what is your advice to this wonderful young lady who's trying to keep it together and trying to keep the peace, but also knows that these kids are being parented horribly by mom?
I agree with Slater. Have a talk with the husband. Maybe they could have a talk with mom. Maybe mom's got a lot on a plate, working 2 jobs. Maybe she doesn't want to ask for help.
You just don't want the kiddos to corner the parents, right? Where they come home to one house and they're like, well, we don't have to do that at that house.
They're going to do that anyway. That's inevitable.
But I think it's important for them, again, I'm no parent, but to be on the same page, or at least to try, right?
Well, thank you so much for chiming in, Peggy.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, so I think that there's definitely an opportunity for the kids to manipulate the parents, especially if they know that the parents aren't on the same, they're not unified.
They're not on the same wavelength.
Yeah, then kids can pick that up too. Kids are smarter than we give them credit for.
I mean, are you smarter than a 5th grader? Remember that show?
I was not. Those questions were hard.
Oh, man. All right, we'll keep taking your calls. Chloe's got that all access.
Yes, taking you inside the studio with Post Malone as he wraps up his country album. Ooh, y'all, it is hot, hot, hot.
And the full lineup of Country Thunder coming up here in minutes.
K92.3.
From backstage to the front page, it's all access.
All right, you ready for this?
Yeah,
let's do it. The big Country Thunder lineup. You all have been waiting for it. We are so excited. Mark it on your calendars. October 18th through the 20th. It is going to be a rockin' weekend. We will have the full lineup for you. K923Orlando.com. But first up, playing Country Thunder, Nate Smith.
Oh, that's good.
You set my world on fire.
That's going to be awesome. Nate Smith, by the way, now has like 3 number 1s on the radio.
Yes. Also, Ernest, Priscilla Black. How about Russell Dickerson?
Oh, that's going to be good. Yeah, good stuff. Okay. And then, there's also going to be some other bigger names there, too. Why don't you sprinkle in some of the other names?
So we got Nico Moon, Mitchell Tenpenny, and then your headliners.
Okay, so how about this guy, Bailey Zimmerman?
Fall in love. Remember there were like millions of streams on this when we had him on for the very first time this past year on the show?
Massive. So he will be headlining Country Thunder on Friday night. Saturday night, headlining Country Thunder, John Party.
She was a heartache on the day.
Okay.
And it's going to be a different John Party because remember, he quit drinking, right? He broke stools on the All-Star Jam stage. And then he quit drinking, and now he's a proud dad. I'm excited to see what he brings.
By the way,
to Country Thunder.
Since the last time we've had John Party, he's had 2 more number 1s on the radio.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is going to be a fantastic Country Thunder with all the artists that are sprinkled in, too.
Yes, he is just a superstar. And then very exciting, I cannot announce it just yet. Sunday's headliner is going to be huge. Massive headliner that will be announced soon. So make sure you have the K92.3 app downloaded. You're following us on social because we will be announcing that headliner in the next few weeks.
Okay, so again, this is Country Thunder, which is 3 days, right? Even though we've given you the headliners, each day has about 10 artists performing. So this is going to be great. Make sure that you just get your head in the space of, okay, October, Country Thunder.
Yes, it is going to be huge. Again, the full lineup, everything, all the artists that'll be playing, all the details for you, K923Orlando.com.
Awesome.
Yes, but let's get in here for a second because I want to talk about him. I'm very, very excited about this as we are getting ready. Post Malone getting closer and closer to dropping his country album, and he just dropped another teaser of him in studio working on the project.
Massive Larry Franklin on the That's sick.
I love some of those behind the scenes where you see the artist listening to the track, and it's like the first time that they listen to the track, and they're like, okay, let's go lay down some lyrics.
Yeah. And we talked about it before, right? Brad Paisley worked with him on something, and he's like, Post Malone starts at like 2 a.m. Like, at 2 a.m, he goes until like 10 a.m. and he's got like a cigarette in each ear is already lit. And he's like just sitting there. He's writing song after song. And Teaming up with what? Morgan Wallen on a couple, Hardy.
Yes.
It's a smart move.
Yep, and I just love hearing Post Malone riff on the guitar. You know, he's from Texas, so these are his roots. So we're really, really excited about this album. Again, you can see all these stories. Got everything for you. K923Orlando.com. Up next, we've got a brand new second date update.
K92.3.
2 people, 1 date, 0 texts returned.
Second date update.
Brought to you by attorney Dan Newlin. In a wreck, need a check, Google Dan Newlin.
Out of Mount Dora, interesting talking to Dave about your scenario with Vicky not calling you back. Any reason why you think she's not getting back to you?
Actually, I have no idea. Like, it's kind of crazy. We had a great date. You know, we went to this nice Thai restaurant, good conversation, and she did text, you know, come home. I said, okay, you know, we had a great dinner, and then I heard the next day, nothing. You know, I was just like, all right, this is awkward. Hit her the next day, nothing, and then kept calling.
Dave, was there anyone that you met up with on the date or that you ran into?
No, not at all. You know, my concentration was on her.
Yeah, I mean, you say you text her and you called her. You didn't do too many, right? You didn't like call her like 25 times in like that week.
No. You know, it was you know, the texts were basically like checking in, kind of. Like, how you doing? Just, you know.
Well, let me ask this. You guys said that you went to go have Thai. Like, I love Thai, and sometimes you can end up ordering, you know, for everybody at the table because there's so much food. Did you order too spicy? Like, sometimes that could be an inconsiderate move.
No, I don't like things too spicy. So
Okay.
Just you ladies, right?
No, my Slater.
Lady.
Well, Dave, we appreciate you being vulnerable and just sharing this with us. It may just honestly be a no. She didn't feel the spark. So we're going to try to call her, Dave, but no promises.
All right, thank you.
Hello?
Yes, was hoping to speak to Vicky, please.
This is Vicky. Who is this?
Hey, Vicky, it's Obi, Chloe, and Slater.
Good morning.
Hey.
So this is the morning show for K92.3. We're on the radio.
Oh wow, I'm on the radio right now.
Well, so what we're doing is we're calling you because we want to give you a $75 gift card. So it's actually a gift because you went out on a date with a guy named Dave. We love y'all's story. Would love to see you guys go on another date.
Oh God.
I don't know. Depends.
I don't know that I want to go out with Dave again.
Okay. Is that because of bad breath, bad fashion?
He said y'all went to have Thai?
Yeah, correct. Listen, we went out for Thai food. He seemed nice, like, when we were talking before we met in person, so I was comfortable meeting up with him. But this is the thing. He brought his dog with him. Now, look, I love animals a lot. Like, I have a dog and I have a cat, okay? But this dog, who he named Adolf, by the way, had one of those muzzle things covering his nose and mouth. Otherwise, he would, like, bite my hand off. Basically.
I'm sorry, Vicky. This is the first time we're hearing this. He did not share any of this information with us.
What?
Of course not.
So it was a big dog with a muzzle?
Yeah, it was a big dog with a muzzle at the Thai restaurant. And, like, I, of course, went to pet the dog because I love animals. And he's like, don't pet him. He'll bite you. Like, not being cautious. Like, he thought it was hilarious that he would bite me.
Why did he even bring the dog out on the date then?
I don't know. He says that he brings the dog everywhere with him.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, like, cute dog there. It was intimidating dog. And it felt like he was training the dog to be that way. Does that make sense?
Is it like, so is a service dog or it's just
like a guard dog because it makes him feel safe and manly? It felt like. That's not what he said, but that's how it felt.
How did
Like,
other
every
people
time the
react
dog-
to it around you?
Other people would look at the dog and they would flinch, and he thought it was funny. Like, yeah, don't come near me and my dog. Like that attitude.
Okay.
And I feel bad for the dog, honestly.
So-
the
okay.
dog is not going to have a normal life.
So it's pretty clear, like, why you didn't call him back. I mean, so why don't we do this, okay? We do have Dave on the line. Dave had a chance to hear all this, and now, Dave, we can bring you on.
Wow.
Dave, is this true? Why did you leave out the fact that Chloe even said, was there other people that ran into? I guess.
I know, and you said no.
But Adolf is just my dog. It's my, it's my right hand. I can't go places without him.
Okay, so wait. I mean, did you train him to be aggressive?
I did. It's because, honestly, a while back I was robbed at gunpoint.
Oh.
And, it was traumatizing. So I figured instead of really going out and getting a gun, just carrying a gun everywhere, me being stopped or anything like that and being checked and having a gun on me, like I have Adolf with me.
Who?
His dog.
Adolf. Adolf is what he names the dog.
That's what they.
Oh, I didn't.
Right.
I'm
You
afraid
missed
I didn't
that.
catch that. Oh, hey,
That's
so
what she
wait a
said
minute.
earlier.
That's a traumatic story, bro. To be robbed at gunpoint. I mean, I can feel with compassion why you need security. And so wait a minute. So Vicky, so that's just not going to work for you then, right? I mean, because eventually, if you guys date, you guys are going to have to spend more time together with Adolf.
Yeah, this isn't for me. I feel really bad for the dog. It feels like almost like animal cruelty to me. I'm sorry you were robbed at gunpoint. Like, that's really traumatic. But other people have dealt with this, and they don't have like a intimidating, crazy dog with them everywhere.
Sure.
Well, and Dave, I mean, you don't know how your dog will even like Vicky. Let's say it does work out. What happens if he doesn't?
Well, I didn't think that far, but Adolf is the most important person important person, I guess, or being in my life right now.
Yeah. Crazy to think if you got a concealed to carry, there would have been another day instead of Adolf. Right?
Oh, man. Hey, well, at least we got to the bottom of this, and I mean, we definitely wish you the best, Dave, with what you've got going on. And Vicky, dating is fun, so get back out there.
Thanks, guys. I will.
Second date update.
Did you miss it? Catch the latest drama on the K82-3 app.
This is K92.3, where it was last year that we were celebrating Hardy being a part of Country Thunder. Now, if you're just getting hip to this because maybe you're just joining us in town, but for those of you who are local legends, you understand Country Thunder, what that means. That's 3 days, us in Kissimmee, all 3 days. A great lineup that leads to a wonderful headliner. And today we gave you that list.
Yes, so it's happening October 18th through the 20th. If you want to put it on your calendar now, take off work, whatever you need to do to be there. Are you ready, y'all? Are you ready to do this? I know we announced it already, but it is so exciting. So first up, Nate Smith.
Well, go ahead. I don't have all that music ready.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah, we did the big release at 7:50, so I didn't get all that.
I got so excited. Okay, so Nate Smith, Ernest, Priscilla Block, Russell Dickerson is going to be there, Nico Moon, Mitchell Tenpenny, so many more artists. And then your headliners. Friday night is Bailey Zimmerman. Saturday night is John Party. And then there is a massive headliner happening on Sunday. And we will be announcing that here in a couple weeks.
If you made it to Country Thunder last year, I'm not at all surprised that Bailey Zimmerman, after the set that he did last year at Country Thunder, I think everybody looked at him. And the same thing happened the year before because Hardy wasn't a headliner, 3 years ago. He played at the Country Thunder tent that they had. He had the Hardy party that people you couldn't even get into the tent. So then they go, oh, he's got to be a headliner. So after seeing Bailey Zimmerman in the last 5-10 minutes of his set, he goes and essentially he jumps on a soapbox and goes, listen, if you don't love yourself, know that I love you. Everybody on this stage loves you. And I think that's what really did it. I think his stage performance, outside of already the 4 songs that you can probably sing every word to because you hear here on K92.3, I think that's what really does it, and that's what makes a headliner is somebody who every hair on your arms, even you ladies, we know you don't have hairy arms, but every hair stands up and goes like, whoa, that is a headliner.
It's so true. And John Party, he played our All-Star Jam. What was it? What year?
He's played a couple of them.
What was the year that he threw the chair?
2019.
That was a good one.
2019. Yeah. He's just so much fun to be around. He brings the party. Literally, I mean, he takes his last name to that level, and so it's going to be awesome to see him out there.
Yeah, so sprinkled in with some of those other names like Mitchell Tenpenny, who right now has 2-3 number ones on the radio. Nate Smith, who's clobbering it right now. So very excited about Country Thunder. Of course, as we get closer, we'll have more tickets. As we get even closer, those tickets will come with VIP seating. Like we know how to spread this out nicely.
Mm-hmm. And we told you there is a huge surprise that Chloe signed off that we can actually give. And we should give that surprise right now.
Should we do it? Okay. We would like to hook you up with the first pair of 3-day passes to Country Thunder. 844-254-9232.
They're not even printed yet, and you'll be the first person to have a pair right now. Okay, and in 6 minutes, Chloe's got a baby daddy.
Why'd you make it sound like that?
We'll talk to him here. Kane Brown, K92.3 Music. It is Obie, Chloe, Slater. Good morning on your fantastic Thursday. I hope it's a fantastic Thursday for you. It is like a fantastic Thursday for Chloe as you're getting ready to visit your puppy.
Yes, I am so excited. So Dad and I are flying up to Georgia this weekend. Quick weekend. We are going to meet Millie. If you don't know, I'm getting a puppy. She is the cutest, sweetest chocolate lab. And I am so excited just for this next chapter to welcome her to my family. We never had dogs growing up. My brother and I, we traveled a ton for golf, especially over the summer. And so my parents never felt that it was fair to have a dog at home with how much we were gone. And so it's
wise.
And it's just really exciting that this is the first pup that we get to welcome. She'll be living here in Orlando. I'm excited, Obie and Slater, for you both to meet her. And we actually have a very, very, very close family friend. We love and adore this family. They're up in Georgia. We spend a lot of time up there hunting. My dad spends a lot of time there with my brother, and they are just so good to us. And they actually have some labs that they breed.
Are these hunting dogs?
Their dogs are hunting dogs. So Millie definitely has it in her.
Duck, dove.
Sweet.
Dove, all the things.
Okay.
And so Millie definitely will have the hunting gene in her. My brother has already told me that he would like to maybe work with her and take her for a little bit. And I'm like, okay.
You could taste the feathers in her mouth.
Yeah, what if Millie is your caddy when you're golfing?
There we go. We can teach her whole golf clubs, fetch ducks, whatever.
When you shank the ball into the woods, Millie can go get it, bring her right back.
Well, luckily, we've got the breeder on because Slater and I were like, can we get the breeder on the air? We've got questions.
Yes, and Brandon was a little bit hesitant about it at first, but I'm excited. We have him up and on with us this morning.
Let's go, Brandon. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
But Brandon, I think it's awesome that you breed these dogs, man.
Yeah, that's something I've been doing for the past 10 years, so I really enjoy it.
Man, that's cool. Hey, so what's the hardest part of breeding? Is it saying goodbye to each animal one at a time?
Aw.
Yeah, you never not like to see them leave. I try to stay in contact with all the owners. It's rewarding to see the pictures as they grow.
So you picked Millie out for me. How did you decide that Millie would be the right fit?
Well, she's you wanted a chocolate female, and there was really only one chocolate female in the group.
Brandon's like, that was easy.
How about the name? How you came up with the name Millie for the one chocolate female that you had for Chloe?
Oh, no, I didn't let Brandon decide the name.
Really?
I told Brandon what her name was.
You did?
I did.
Brandon, as the breeder of these dogs, do you usually pick the name?
I've never picked the name out. Normally, the owners already have a name picked out, and I really don't have any say-so in the names.
What if the name's awful? Do you try to talk them out of it?
I just kind of shake my head.
How's she been? What's Millie been up to? She's 9 weeks now, right?
She will be 9 weeks tomorrow morning. She is just fixing to start crate training. So,
crate training,
right now,
yeah.
She's still with her sisters and brothers. Most of them are starting to leave, and I want to kind of keep them together as long as I can. But I'll start crate training this weekend. It'll take 2 or 3 days for them to really realize that's their new place. It's pretty simple.
Okay, and whenever you have a litter, about how many puppies come in a litter at once?
I've had as few as 1 pup, and I've had as many as 11.
Wow.
Is it even necessary? Because, Chloe, is Millie going to be sleeping in the bed with you, realistically?
Of course.
So why don't you just save Brandon some effort? He doesn't have to crate train. Right?
No, she needs to learn how to crate train so then she's in there when I'm in here doing the morning show.
Oh, yeah, that's
so she
important.
doesn't tear apart the house as a puppy.
Also, you have to prepare her if you can, because Millie's going to need to eat the early bird dinner. at like 4.
Oh, yeah.
And
Chloe eats dinner at 4.
Also watching the news all the time and going to have to know how to look through the peephole of the door to make sure that there's no bad guys that
You are too
might
much.
be coming to the door.
Too much, Slater.
Do you think Millie's going to be able to step up and actually take care of that?
A lab, well, to me, they're the smartest dogs that anybody can have. They want to please. They are so inquisitive. They're loyal to the bone. Naturally, I mean, they're just so smart.
Well, and Brandon's a great trainer, Obi Slater. His dogs actually pray before every meal. So Millie's going to also learn how to do that.
There you go.
They do. They sit and pray with them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, Chloe said if there's one thing that we could pay extra for is to get that dog to learn how to cork a bottle of wine. That's the $200 extra package.
Well, Brandon, you're the best. I just want to say
brother.
thank you so much for working with Millie, for keeping her, and I'm so excited to come meet her this weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Talk to y'all later. Thank you.
I love
That is
Brandon.
great.
They're the best.
Let me tell you, sometimes we reach out to people and we're like, hey, do you mind being on the air? And they freeze. And sometimes we don't even get a call back and we're like, hey, wasn't that serious? See, great 4 minutes with Brandon right there, a dog breeder who didn't even know he was going to be on the air today.
He did so good. So I'm excited to get out and meet Millie this weekend, and I'll share photos throughout the weekend on our K92.3 Facebook
That's
page,
cool.
on Instagram.
Obie, Chloe, and Slater.
K92.3.
Orlando's #1 for new country.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.